Hello, everybody, and welcome to Movie Couple Live. This is a show where we usually talk about movie news and the latest in pop culture. I'm Wendy.
I'm Dustin.
And happy Wednesday, you guys. As you can see, we are not as we've had openings that are quite chaotic, I guess. Even more so sometimes, yeah. But today we decided to not go with our usual headlines, lineups, topics, or whatever, because it's been, and I know it's only Wednesday. Happy Hump Day, everybody.
Hump Day.
But it's already been a week, so my mind cannot. My mind's overloaded, and I said to Dustin, "How do you feel about ask us anything? Let's just chit chat with our movie bunch for the hour, so we still get to interact with you guys. And then I give my brain a break to have to think too much. So we appreciate you guys being here today. I hope you guys are having a good hump day."
Yeah, it's been a little bit of a crazy day. We've been to a lot of different screenings recently. Well, Wendy's gotten to go to a lot of different screenings.
I've got
back-to-back screenings. So we hope to have a lot of movie reviews up for you. One for
you have to film.
We still have to do our Venom review. We still Wendy has got to go see No Time to Die.
Yes.
With James Bond. And then you also got to go see Venom twice.
Yeah, I did get to see Venom twice. Here's the reason for that. And I think I put out a quick tweet about Venom because the social embargo has lifted for both that, and I think the James Bond embargo has actually lifted. So I need to put my review up today. But the reason why was we were invited as influencers. So I feel kind of gross saying that because I feel there's such a stigma. Be like, "Ew, you're an influencer." But there are some influencers I know that I put in that they put in real hard work, creating content and things like that all the time. So I hate that there is a slight stigma on that. And I think part of the reason for that stigma, sometimes I have seen this, and I'm not naming names because I don't know any of them personally anyways. But sometimes the behavior feels a little a little nose in the air. I'm an influencer. And I was like, well,
there's also some,
yes, you are, but also you can still afford to be a nice human to people.
Oh yeah, very true. That's true about every kind of profession out there, though. And also I also think there's a lot of big little stories out there to where influencers tried to get stuff for free and then they just got ripped apart on the internet. Yeah. And there's just that stigma. But for the most part, it's us just wanting to give our opinions and want to be able to share our love of either movies or pop culture or this and that or travel. So it's one of those things when you put yourself out there, when you reveal your soul, kind of a thing.
On the internet.
On the internet, there are sometimes some consequences.
I mean, I feel like as long as you are just being, yourself and don't need to be unnecessarily rude to people, you're gonna be fine. It's one of those things where you're just kind of why do you have to act so? Why do you have to be so rude? You're better than everybody else. That shouldn't be the case. In any case, that's sometimes that I encounter, and I was like, well, that's where the stigma of the term influencer comes from, because of those couple bad apples just needs to correct their attitude, just a little course correction. But yes, I did see Venom twice. So there was the screening that was on Monday that we posted on our Instagram story, about which if you're not following, you can follow right up here, there, that was the one that allowed me to bring Dustin with me, because sometimes you're not allowed to have guests. One could be, sometimes it's overcrowded because everybody wants to go see the film. And another thing is that because of COVID, a lot of, studios are limiting how many people they invite. So they kind of still keep the number of people down in an indoor setting. So it was Monday that we got to see Venom together. And then Tuesday, which if you guys follow my personal Instagram, which is just my name, Wendy Lee Zaney, I got to see No Time to Die at the Chinese, which is cool. I always feel really cool. And when I walked into the Chinese, I was like, this is where they premiered Star Wars, the original trilogy.
And then you get to see all the handprints and all the footprints that are on the ground. Yeah. It is very nostalgic going to the Chinese Man Theater. And I'm really jealous that I did not get to go with you and see it. But those videos will be coming out. Our Venom review. We'll have a spoiler review up on our Patreon.
If you know any spoilers from Venom, please
don't
put that in the chat. The movie's not even out yet, and that wouldn't be fair. And I know there's been leaks and stuff like that. We're not going to talk about that We're not going to talk about, like just I don't want to, because I want people to go and enjoy specific moments from the film.
Yeah, but we should also have an Addams Family review coming out. We have a whole bunch of videos
because they haven't sent us the screener, so we'll see. We can't review things without watching it.
No, that's true. If we don't get it,
yeah. But yes, so tons of reviews coming, and I see Ronnie up top of the chat saying, "Don't forget the Encanto official trailer. You both need to react." Yes, we saw it this morning. It dropped at 6 a.m. I was not awake at 6 a.m. because I went to bed at 4 a.m. from after editing the latest What If episode.
Oh, and if you guys have not gotten a chance to see What If, go and watch the episode and then watch our review. I think out of all of them, this is one of our biggest reactions.
I mean, holy crap, you guys.
Oh, it is. I am so excited to see more. I mean, this is, if they don't continue this story, I'm going to be very upset. This is the one cliffhanger that I'm like, no, you finish the story.
No.
You don't leave us on a cliffhanger, like seeing what happened at the end of the zombie episode.
Oh my gosh.
Like, no, finish the story.
Finish the story. But that's the whole point of the What Ifs, is they're supposed to be one-offs. So yeah, look forward to all the videos that in my head I want to put on the channel, but also realize that we don't have a magical editing unicorn anywhere. Navi doesn't have opposable thumbs, so she can't edit. She can barely run our sound and light to begin with. So please have patience, and we will have those reviews out very soon, as well as trailer reactions. They're all coming because we have one editor. So, all right, let's go ahead and get to, so today we don't really have any topics. We wanted to have a super casual time with you guys. Just ask us anything, put it in the chat, and we'll look through them. And I do want to get to this super chat by Marvin. And also, wait, hold on.
Suggestions for the day.
I forgot to say this. General Grievous, hello, have a Suckles day, everyone. Have a Suckles day. I'm
glad you all got a huge kick out of that.
It's never
I will
going
never
away.
live it down. It's on the internet. I'm just gonna have to now I'll be known as Suckles.
You put that on yourself.
It was a slip. It was a Freudian slip. Everyone has those.
This is true. I'm sure I'm bound to have, if I haven't already, have one of those coming up. Also, happy International or National Coffee Day to everybody out there. Grab a coffee, come hang out. So first, super chat of the day, our weekly suggestion.
I love
from Marvin
the picture
Martin.
from Marvin. Marvin.
Oh, cute.
It's like a skull. It's pretty intense.
Cool. So Marvin Martin says, for TV, Sliders. I remember Sliders.
Oh, I love Sliders.
With Jerry O'Connell.
Yeah. And also the guy who played Gimli. I can't remember.
Jonathan. Oh.
But yeah, the actor that play that was in there. I loved Sliders. I loved the concept of Sliders.
This is one of the few times where Marvin has
was pretty cool.
Recommended something that we actually know it, because the third one he says is Farscape.
Farscape.
Y'all, we have the entire. Well, actually,
I have.
It's his entire DVD,
and it was the very first DVDs that ever came out for Farscape, because I remember when I worked at Blockbuster. Here I am now dating myself. Because I hear
the youngins. What's a Blockbuster, mister?
Yeah, pretty much. But I would have to pre-order every single DVD that came out because I wanted all of the DVD sets for Farscape. So I have all of those, and then I was so mad when they brought out the collector's edition, and you can have every single episode of Farscape ever on one little box set. And I was like, well, I wanted them now, and I just couldn't wait. I was
want
very
them
impatient.
now. Yeah.
So yes, I can highly recommend Farscape. I loved Sliders. I saw a little bit of Sequest. I remember seeing, because I liked the dolphin. I thought the dolphin was really cool because it was very much a character. Because they could, what is that called? Communicate with the dolphin. And it was a highly intelligent dolphin. It was really cute. So all of those, thank you for those recommendations.
Those are great.
I love all three of them. And I can actually say that I've actually seen all three of those TV shows.
Nice.
And a huge fan of Farscape and Sliders.
Love it. And then for film, Marvin Martin recommends Underwater, in parentheses, starring Cthulhu. Is this the one with Kristen Stewart? Is this the one? That's the only one that's coming to mind. It came out in 2020. Like early 2020, I think, because I saw it. I remember seeing it in theaters, and it was pre-pandemic, so I don't remember wearing a mask. Let me know if you can clarify. That was an okay movie, but I like that you enjoyed it. I think I went in with a really high expectation. I was thinking like Alien, but deep sea, and it was almost there, but it wasn't quite. But I'm a big Kristen Stewart fan, so I was like, well, I got to go see this. So, but there's the recommendations from Marvin if you guys want to check them out. Let's see here. Oh, Chris's choice.
Chris's choice.
Chris Mendez, thank you so much for your super chat. Chris says, if in the Phantom Menace, Qui-Gon, I almost read it as Qui-Gon because of like phonetically sometimes, like when Qui-Gon had survived and was Anakin's master. Oh, do you think things would be different? He would be a father figure as opposed to the big brother that Obi-Wan was. That's a really great question, Chris.
Actually, this is a question that Dave Filoni deep dived into. Well, because this was one of the big turning points in the Skywalker saga, because that's why the song is called Duel of the Fates, because it is, they are fighting for, late to the party. Welcome to the, well, I think they've been here for a while.
They've been here for a little while. I think they're just hanging out.
But yes, because this is dueling for the fate of Anakin Skywalker.
Yes.
Because, say, for example, if Darth Maul won, Anakin would have been taken into the Sith at a much, much younger age.
Yeah.
If Qui-Gon won and he survived, and he would have been trained by Qui-Gon, and if Obi-Wan survived, it would have been trained by Obi-Wan, like it happened in the real timeline.
Yes.
But yes, it would have been completely different. I think the best scenario would have been, Qui-Gon surviving and Obi-Wan surviving. So Obi-Wan, could have been more of that brother figure to Anakin. Qui-Gon would have been more of that father figure, and it would have made him a more complete Jedi, and he would not have struggled with the attachments, because Qui-Gon did believe that attachments were okay, and that the Jedi Council was. Nope, don't want to say it, but. I mean, this is an awesome question. This is why I really want them to make a what if series for Star Wars. What if Qui-Gon survived, and like, say, what if Obi-Wan died, but Qui-Gon lived?
I think if we keep asking for it, eventually they're going to. I feel like getting Star Wars Visions, it's kind of opening the door to possibly having that. And I feel like what if has been, Navi, what are you doing over there? Did you just eat something?
Did you drop something? Navi, go lay down.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, you know what? I know how to get it so you don't eat things off the carpet, is to take you off the carpet and say, hi, everybody. You look
look at her face. Hold on. Bring her back up.
Like this?
She looks really upset. Like how, very cute. Very cute.
We almost got a second dog.
We almost recently just got a second dog.
But someone beat us to the punch.
Was it?
No. The dog had to be.
Not the case.
Yeah.
It was a different thing. But anyways, timing wasn't right, and it's okay. We are thinking we definitely want to be a 2-dog family again. So anyways, but
maybe Navi will have help with the lights and sound.
Somebody can edit for me. Do you have any more thoughts on the Qui-Gon?
How about you? Do you? I mean, honestly, I could go on forever about this topic alone in Star Wars.
I feel like with the way Anakin is, I don't know if Anakin and Qui-Gon would have been a good match, because Anakin's he's got like a bit of chaotic, in his personality. So he doesn't always listen. And I feel like Obi-Wan sometimes will go along with it because he's like more of the big brother. And likes to have a little fun, where I think Qui-Gon is a bit more, I don't want to say serious, but more focused.
Well, and I think he would have brought that to Anakin. I think it would have been a nice balance between the two of them. I think the real question is what would have happened if Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan lost to Darth Maul, and Palpatine got a hold of Anakin
then it would
at
have
a
just
much
been
younger age.
just dark all the way around.
That
Would
would
have
be
been interesting
that
too.
would have been interesting. Or if Qui-Gon lived and Obi-Wan died, would there have been a little bit of bitterness? Would there have been a little bit of that feeling of loss in Qui-Gon when he taught Anakin?
Yeah.
Or would it have been better, kind of a thing?
You have a piece of hair. I'm so sorry. It's sticking straight. Oh, no, that's nothing to do about it. You can't see it on camera.
Is it a gray hair?
No, it's not a gray hair. It's just, you know how I have my baby hair goes pink straight up?
Yeah.
It's one of those on the sideburns, and I thought I could brush it away, but I couldn't.
Nope.
I'm so sorry for interrupting.
But yeah, I can go on forever about this topic of Qui-Gon. Oh, did you want to put the question up?
Yeah, I was just waiting for you to like complete your thought.
Okay, that was my thought. I love it. I love these conversations. But yeah, if you let me, I could have a discussion back and forth forever.
And I also wanted to see what the chat's saying about Chris's question as well. And then late to the party says, I worked at Hollywood Video.
Oh,
Robert.
Really? That is so funny that, yeah, Robert worked at Hollywood Video. I worked at Blockbuster.
I did not work at a video or music place at all. I'm trying to think, where did I work that was like, ooh, that's so like...
retro?
Yeah.
Well, you did a little McDonald's.
That's not retro. That's still around.
Well, I know, but how long has McDonald's been around for? Kind of a thing. McDonald's been around longer than Blockbuster.
I hated that job. Not because what I had to do, it was the management. They were trash. Okay. Let's see.
And I want to hear some of your guys' thoughts on Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan and that duel of fates. So, I mean, it is a really fun topic to talk about. Star Wars what ifs. Like, what would have happened if Darth Vader would have won in the fight against Luke?
Yeah.
Kind of a thing. Would he have turned to the dark side? What would have happened if Vader and Luke challenged the Emperor and they both survived? What would have happened if Darth Vader had survived the that fight with the Emperor? Kind of thing. I think that would have been a really interesting story, because then you would have had the redemption of Anakin Skywalker, and everyone now would have known the history of what happened, of him killing younglings, and been like, well, it's because of this guy. It's because of Anakin that all of this happened, but it's also the reason why it all ended.
Yes, absolutely.
So I would love a what if. Disney, please bring out a what if. I just want to see some of these stories.
We also have a couple of you guys chiming in about that specific topic there. And I lost it. All right. Late to the party says Qui-Gon would have been an amazing master for Anakin. Just what he needed.
Exactly.
Perfect balance.
It's the fact that Obi-Wan.
So all of it is Obi-Wan's fault. It's your fault.
Well, it's also the fact that
you did that yourself. No, you did that.
You did that yourself to me. That as soon as Obi-Wan became a Jedi Knight, he went straight from being what is that called before they become a Padawan?
Okay, sorry, you scared me. I was like, what's happening?
He went. I had like a look like a little, yeah. I was going to say Caesar, but what is it called? Obi-Wan went straight from my brain. Sorry. Went straight from being a Jedi Knight to being a Jedi Master. He had no experience in training a youngling. So I think Anakin would have benefited a lot more from having a very seasoned master like Qui-Gon.
This is true. I mean, that's something we will never know unless we get into a what if scenario. And maybe that could come. I feel like there's a lot of possibilities now for various fandoms to do what ifs now that Marvel's. I mean, it's not like what if is even a new thing, because there was a whole comic book series based on that exact theme. So I think it'd be really cool to see. And I do agree with, thinking about it, maybe Anakin wouldn't be like, you're too serious and I want to rebel. Like maybe the balance of that more serious father figure is exactly what he needed. Ruru too does say this. No, things would not be different because it is written he will be Darth Vader's 25 years before Phantom Menace. And then I'm trying to see if there's any other...
Oh, I get what he said.
Any other stuff? Okay. So we have another... Oh, Debbie says, Sequest, the late Jonathan Brandis. Remember Jonathan Brandis? I remember seeing his picture in those, this is going to date me, those Tiger Beat magazines. Remember those? J-pop or something.
Mhm.
Not J-pop. Something pop. It was like those teeny bopper magazines, and it just had like posters that you can pull out. You could put on the walls of like various boy bands or like the teen. I wonder if they still have those magazines. Probably not. Teen actors like Devin Sawa was in them a lot. Jonathan Brandis, JTT, Jonathan Taylor Thomas. Remember?
Oh my gosh.
It was like all over. That was like
It's like I watched the video recently.
Late 90s. I think I remember seeing those. I was never really allowed to buy any of those. My mom was like, waste of money. You're not having those.
I remember seeing a video on
I did buy a
Jonathan
couple.
Taylor Thomas's career on how he just got burned out so fast that's the reason, one of the reasons why he left Home Improvement. And because he was doing Home Improvement and movies, he kind of did the Michael J. Fox thing, but he actually got burnt out. And he was like, I'm done.
It's so
I'm
hard.
done with this. And he just went and he just backed out. And everyone, a lot of the other actors in Home Improvement felt kind of like abandoned by him.
Yes.
Kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, but you know, the kid has got to have the right to be like, I'm done. This is just too much for me, especially for someone his age, to let him go and lead his life the way he wants.
Yes. Okay, I got to go back a little bit in the chat because I don't want to miss anything since we're doing a AMA. Funny Edits says, do you think What If Episode 8 is the best episode so far?
I think it's the most
It's
intense.
up there. Yes.
And I like it. Yes, it's definitely up there. I think I like it because I feel like the next episode is going to continue.
That might be the best one. I feel like the upcoming one, but currently the best one for me.
All of them are really good.
I feel like the zombie episode and the T'Challa Star-Lord one is battling out for first place for me. This one's definitely in like the top 3. I guess those are my top 3s. As you can see, I've got 2 darker episodes up there.
I like the darker episodes. I really do.
Yeah, just because my soul, I feel like I'm dead inside a little bit. But that I would say, but episode 8 is pretty good. Let us know what you guys thought of the latest episode of What If in the chat or in the comment section if you're watching this later on. Let's see.
We do have a super chat
yes.
from General Green. I know first there was
Bleeding
Green, but that's a different topic. So quickly just want to put up
Go ahead.
General Grievous's super chat just because it does coincide with the Qui-Gon.
What does it say? Because I don't see it.
I feel if Qui-Gon had lived, his connection to the living force and visions may have revealed Palpatine early and stopped the Clone Wars and Order 66. That is actually a really good point because Qui-Gon's connection to the living force was very strong to where he was naturally able to find a way to be kind of like become a force ghost without having to do the training that say Yoda or Obi-Wan had to do. Like,
interesting.
So I think you're right that Qui-Gon would have grown in power, especially being around Anakin. I think he would have seen Anakin. I think he would have, through training him, found out, oh my gosh, there's something that is so much, this young one is so connected to the Force. He is the prophesized one. Yeah. And I think Anakin would have gone down a much more lighter path. If he would have veered a little bit to the darkness, I think that would have been cool. But he also might have, when he went to Mordecai, the planet with the father, the son, and the daughter, he actually might have taken his place amongst them and truly have brought balance to the Force. But that is all a what if. So I would love to see it. I think if you scroll down a little bit more, you'll
but I don't want to lose that one because it's so far down. Because eventually I lose them.
Oh, so General Grievous, yes, I would. I agree a lot with you that either Qui-Gon would have become more powerful to sense Palpatine, or Anakin would have become more powerful, told Qui-Gon, hey, I keep on having these visions, and Qui-Gon could have led him down the right path instead of how the Emperor manipulated him and he used his fear to turn him to the dark side.
We have cookies.
We have cookies.
Lots of Star Wars Qui-Gon talk over here. Thank you guys for chiming in, giving us your thoughts. your theories, and of course your super chats. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Let's get to this one by Bleeding Green. Thank you so much. If you guys didn't know, Bleeding Green helped me a lot out over on the Twitch side. He is my mod for the channel over there. Does a fantastic job and is has tons of information. Whenever I have questions, I'm like, I don't know what to do about this, or just watches me struggle through. And then real quick reply to Debbie before I read Bleeding Green's super chat. Did I like the Sweet Valley content that you sent me? Yes, I do remember those actors, and I do remember the show. So that's going to be an interesting like as I look more into it. And then the Shang-Chi video on Instagram I have not watched yet, but I will watch after this because I didn't know. Sometimes I get sent stuff by you guys via DMs on various social platforms, and I don't reply or I don't read right away because I don't have my notifications turned on for any social media platform because I used to, and it drove me insane, and I was distracted all the time, so I turned it off. But then that means I miss 50 million things, so that's why. All right, Bleeding Green says, "Happy Wednesday, everyone. Hope everyone is well. We hope you're well too. I am so ready for a spooky season. I am watching nothing but horror movies and football now through the 31st. I think I'm about to start that. There is, I don't know if you guys remember, but last year they did like a combination of like 4 films from 4 different directors, different casts, and it was called Welcome to the Blumhouse. And they had films like The Black Box, which I actually really liked a lot, reminded me of Black Mirror. There was the one where the 2 sisters, Sydney Sweeney is the actor in it, where she plays the piano. There's that one. There's a couple other ones that and the 2 that I saw I really liked a lot. And then there's 4 more that's coming out. 1 is coming out. 2 are coming out, this Thursday. And I just got the links to those, so I can't wait to watch. Those are Bingo and Black as Night, and that one's about vampires. So I was like, yes. And then the next Thursday on the 7th, they have one that's called Manor, and then there was another one whose name I can't remember, but they're all coming to Amazon Prime Video under the flagship of Welcome to Blumhouse. So if you're a Blumhouse fan, if you like horror, go ahead and check them out. It's pretty cool. Just something a little bit different that's not encased in another existing IP. It's kind of a little bit more original. Bleeding Green, let us know what horror movies, some of the ones that you always have to watch every spooky season. For me, it's not even a horror movie really, but I love it so much, and that's Hocus Pocus. Have to watch it every Halloween. Absolutely have to. Sisters, we fly.
It is one of those just fun Halloween season kind of movies. Something that you could also watch kind of with the whole family.
Yes.
It's, it's fun. It's, it has that spooky vibe to it, but it's not like horror movie. And actually, that's something I would love to hear from you guys. What are some of your favorite maybe horror slasher, super scary movies, but also the incredibly not scary movies that are definitely Halloween season, say Hocus Pocus or Nightmare Before Christmas.
That's a year-round movie, though.
No, that is true.
In this household, anyways.
Yeah. Anytime I get kind of bored, or if I'm doing some work around the house, I like putting in Nightmare Before Christmas. And that's also one of I think someone else, I remember when we first started at the very beginning of the chat, said, what is your feel good, or if you're feeling kind of blue? I kind of like having Nightmare Before Christmas on in the background, just because I like the music. I think the songs are really good. If I'm feeling kind of depressed, I like Jack's Lament. I just feel like that's kind of a song that if I'm feeling kind of depressed, I like kind of listening to.
Yeah, I agree with that. And then a feel-good movie that I watch, I usually like to stay in my comfort bubble, and I go to one of the classic Disney animated movies and within the Disney Renaissance. So Little Mermaid, Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, Lion King, maybe not Hunchback because that's a little darker, but Mulan, things like that. That's uppity and happy, or just something that I already know what's going to happen. So I feel comforted by already knowing it and can hum along with the songs. Usually I go with The Little Mermaid because I just have a good time watching that one.
Here are a few suggestions from Bleeding Green.
Yes.
So we have Halloween, Psycho, The Shining. Ooh.
Oh, wait, where is it?
So that I can
put it up.
It's pretty close to the bottom.
Wait, I see it.
231. Texas Chainsaw Massacre,
Yes.
Evil Dead 2, and the original Universal horror movies are always a must for me.
Yes.
Those are good picks. I mean, I would definitely go with Psycho. I saw, what is it, the remake of The Shining. Oh, no. It was the the newer one that was the sequel. It had to deal with the son who was Ewan McGregor.
Oh, Dr. Sleep.
Dr. Sleep.
Y'all,
I thought that.
Don't sleep on Dr. Sleep.
I thought that was a really good movie.
Good. It's real good.
I really like that.
There's a little bit of like that continuity where they had to make it somewhat match Shining the movie, but still stay faithful to the book. But Shining the movie,
they changed
a lot of stuff, especially like the ending. But they made it work for this film. And you don't even necessarily need to have seen The Shining to have watched, to understand Dr. Sleep. But it's a nice bonus if you've read the books and stuff like that. But that's a really good movie. And then a couple of other people chimed in about their favorite horror films. Vanja says American Horror Story, I still need to watch. Friday the 13th. Underworld minus that Smurf Murky hybrid. Marvin Morgan.
Oh, the first Underworld. Oh, that was so good.
Oh, man. And then...
and I guess you can also put like Blade in there since it does
Blade is great, yeah.
I love the first Blade movie. I thought that one was so good.
Absolutely. Okay, let's see. I think I'm missing stuff. Oh, here's the General Grievous one, so it did show up.
Cool.
There it is.
And Joseph puts in there, doesn't Casper count as a Halloween movie?
Technically. Devin Sawa, Christina
I haven't
Ricci.
seen Casper in such a long time.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you never saw it.
I remember enjoying it, going, I didn't actually expect this to be that good.
Yeah, it was cute. I
thought it was
really
a cute
liked
movie.
It. Yeah, I really liked it a lot. Let's see here. Trying to go down. Joseph says... the movie couple, do you have a favorite James Bond movie? Ooh, well, just recently saw No Time to Die. It's the longest one in the Daniel Craig James Bond franchise saga. And I will say at times, and I'll save most of my commentary for my review, but at times I definitely felt the length, especially in the third act where I was like, but they paced it good enough where you kind of start to feel that like, okay, we're just standing and talking. They'll throw in some action or some, bigger moments where you're like a little change of pace to keep you engaged in the film. So I enjoy that. But they definitely made this one 100%. I mean, they've all been about Daniel Craig, but like the spotlight was like he solely carried the film.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Well, I'd have to say
final one for Daniel Craig.
I mean, besides all of the Sean Connery ones, which are pretty much like the classic James Bond, done insanely well, especially like Goldfinger.
That's probably the fave, huh?
But honestly, the one that had always kind of hit me because I was at the perfect age, very influenced. I was like really into kind of James Bond and those kind of movies at the time was GoldenEye. I thought Pierce Brosnan was really good in that. I thought this was like the first one that had been done in a long time. I thought some of the other Pierce Brosnan ones were a little, but I liked GoldenEye. I thought it fit into the James Bond genre very well. I haven't seen it in a really long time, so I might have to go back and be kind of like, well, does it hold up to time kind of thing? Kind of like when I go back and watch the Three Musketeers with Oliver Platt. Yeah. And what's his name? Robin. Batman and Robin's Robin. I can't remember his name. Chris O'Donnell. Thank you. I thought I loved it when I first saw it, but when I went back and saw it again, I was like, wow, half of the lines in this movie are one-liners, and the only one that pulls it off is Tim Curry.
Tim Curry does a lot of amazing things.
Yep.
Let's see here.
And then, of course, there's Goldmember. DJ Night 17. Yeah. Absolutely. Can I dip his yoo-hoos in gold? It's kind of what I do. How about no?
Oh, my gosh.
I thought that one, all of the Austin Powers were great movies.
Yeah.
I loved how well they spoofed all of the James Bond movies in Austin Powers.
Oh, yeah. Let's see, missing a lot of the chat here. MK says Nightbooks on Netflix. We want to watch that with Kristen Ritter, aka Jessica Jones. She's playing the witch. that came out. Oh wait, I should just put this up. That came out recently, aimed more towards kids, but a fun watch. Yeah, it gave me a little bit of like, Are You Afraid of the Dark? Goosebump, but like plus, because I feel like they elevated that, because there's some scenes where I watch, I was like, this is kind of scary for kids even. But we definitely plan to watch that because we love her.
What was that Goosebumps series that came out?
Fear Street.
Fear Street.
Ooh, if you have not watched Fear Street on Netflix, there's part 1, 2, and 3, and it's excellent. I really didn't really know what to expect, and I was like, oh, I don't know. Watched it and really enjoyed it.
And Elliot has down here that The Spy Who Shagged Me.
The Spy Who Shagged Me.
That was his favorite Austin Powers film. I have to admit, it's hard to pick a favorite because each one of them has like their own moments. And the second one just was great because, fat bastard. I thought he was just I still use "get in my belly."
You do. We both do though. We both do. Yeah. Let's see. Brian Dragon says the fashion in the new James Bond film was fascinating. I feel like James Bond as a franchise, like within its time period, because it goes all the way back to Sean Connery, Roger Moore, Pierce Brosnan, and etc. When they exist, it's kind of like the coolest fashion, the coolest gadgets, the coolest cars. When I saw this one, and I feel like how long the previous film was Spectre, I believe. And I feel maybe because of the pandemic, it feels so long ago. I actually wanted to rewatch Spectre before going into No Time to Die. And I really wish I had, because I'm just like, did they mention this in the previous films? I don't remember. So I will say that while James Bond No Time to Die is a great watch, you might want to, if you have not watched any of the Daniel Craig stuff, you might want to jump into like at least watch Spectre, I would say, before you jump into No Time to Die.
That was something that you really did say, that when you came out of that film, you're like, ooh, I really wish I would have reviewed this movie before I went in, because there was just so much that they pulled from that movie, that so much of the story. So if you're not familiar with it, you're kind of lost at some point.
Yeah.
You're like, wait, what happened in the previous movie? I don't remember.
MK Songbird says, scariest movie that you've seen?
Well, I'm trying to think of the movie that gave me the most nightmares. I think maybe because it might have been the age I was at, Aliens.
Okay.
Because I remember sleeping in bed and having vivid visions of those xenomorphs climbing on the walls, because they blend in with the dark so well. And Navi, you're squirmy. That was a movie that just kind of traumatized me, so I never could sleep in the dark anymore.
I'm sorry,
We're back.
I hit the wrong button. I went to do something else. I'm so sorry. We're still here. My bad. Oh God. Sorry, you were saying.
Definitely Aliens is one of the movies that probably traumatized me when I first saw it. What are some of the things that may have traumatized you?
I wasn't too young when I saw this. I was already in high school, and we watched it like at a friend's house, because you know how you do, like, let's have a sleepover and like, let's watch horror films and stay up all night and talk about it. So they showed us Event Horizon, and it terrified me. And it's an older film already by the time I watched it. And I just like couldn't sleep for days. Like the images and the audio, a lot of it really freaked me out. So that's one. Another one is, and this is really based on, because like it could happen to you as far as like a home invasion goes, is Strangers with Liv Tyler and Scott Speedman. Especially the part, because they didn't use any sort of loud sounds when the guy in the burlap sack, I don't remember the name, the main stranger, was like screwing with her and like covering up the chimney so the smoke would fill the house. He come in and out of the glass sliding door, and it was just ambient, real like room sound that they used, and that made it so much creepier because like, what if this could happen in your house, where she was trying to put away, just doing your mundane daily chores, and this guy's just literally hanging out in the background. I'm like, turn around.
He's right there.
Yeah, freaks me out. And then a third one is The Eye, but it's the Korean film. Don't watch the US one. That one's not as good. The Eye made such an impact on me. This one specific scene where I have a hard time being in an elevator by myself, especially if it's a small elevator. I have a really hard time being in there because of one specific scene where she gets into the elevator, and then there's old ghost grandpa comes in the elevator, and he does that like weird ghost. Nope.
So, like, I can't even.
So those are the three that freaks me out. And then sometimes when I watch, Grace and I would talk. Miss Grace Hancock, and she's like, have you watched this episode of Ghost Hunter? So like she'll be like, you have to watch this one, so I'll go and watch it, and then I'm just like, what's happening? Is this real? So yeah, those are our three. Can't wait to hear what you guys' thought on your personal choice for like the scariest film.
And I have to admit, there are a lot. I don't have that many movies that are on that list because I don't watch that many scary movies. I remember when I was younger, I watched some little clips of one of the many Freddy Krueger movies. I can't remember which one it was. And it was something to where like there was like visions of his head on like either a pizza, and he was like a sausage, or it was very disturbing. Actually, probably some of you guys might actually know which one it was. And from then I could not eat any pizza or lasagna for like months.
You've gotten past that.
I've gotten past it because I love lasagna and pizza now. But there was just a grotesque image of Freddy Krueger with his claws stabbing someone that was on like a pizza and eating it, kind of a thing.
There he is. So, we invited to Robert to come and crash the party because he's just hanging out for our thing. Oh wait, hold on. Let me change it. There.
No.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Hi guys. I'm just watching the show, editing massive amounts of shows.
Oh my gosh. What are you editing? Just give us a little behind the scenes.
Currently right now I'm editing episode 5 of Star Wars Visions.
Nice. We got to do episode 4.
And then I'll get to Squid Game episode 2.
Yeah, everybody's doing Squid Games.
Netflix hasn't claimed it yet, so it's all good in my eyes.
Hey, quick question. This is, by the way, welcome to YouTubers Chat.
Yeah.
Did you guys cover all the Tatum stuff, or did you just kind of give up halfway through?
No, you guys. We kind of did. You guys activated on my phone again.
Hey, what can we say?
I'm double dipping right now on the movie couple. Because you guys, were having trouble, and we heard the Real Rejects, Greg and John were having trouble. A lot of people were having trouble with the copyrights. We were like, okay, well, we're just going to stick to the ones we want, which is Cobra Kai, Stranger Things. And I think that was it. But no, I mean, when it comes to shows, it's weird. Netflix tends to leave us alone for the most part. But
yeah, this was a weird trailers,
one. Yeah, it's insane. So no, we only did a couple of them.
Yeah, we did one for Stranger Things where we actually, shot in this space here. Then after it was claimed, I was like, we're just going to live stream it, and I'm just going to download the live stream and segment it out. And that's it, because I didn't want to do all the extra work if they were just going to do the thing.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of like you're doing all that work for free, and it's just kind of like you just feel tired at the end. You're like, well, I mean,
yeah, what was all that for?
Yeah, exactly.
Woke up early for it. Go ahead.
Did you guys do picture-in-picture for streaming, or was it just kind of a watch-along thing?
We did picture-in-picture via StreamYard because you can share the screen.
Right.
So we did that, and like for the third episode, for the third hour, it actually wasn't claimed for like the first half hour, and then they're like, we gotcha.
Yeah, of course. That's what all the studios are tending to do now. And I know there's some channels that do it for like the DC fandom and all that, but man, I don't know if I'd be able to do that kind of an endurance run of just one right after another, because then you got to cut them up and get them online, which is usually the hardest part.
Yep.
The most time consuming, at least when it comes to trying to make content out of the stuff we just consumed. But
for sure.
Yeah. Hi guys, I'm happy to see you.
Hi. Thanks for dropping in to say hi. We won't keep you long because we'll end this at 3. But tell us about Fire in the Sky, which gave you nightmares.
Okay, so if you've seen Fire in the Sky, then you know. It's pretty timid now. Have you seen it? Have you guys seen Fire
I've
in
seen
the
bits
Sky?
and pieces of it. I
Okay.
think I saw. I remember the one spot where he like either puts his hand down on someone's chest and it like
Yeah.
goes through, and it's just
Yeah.
grotesque, and you're just like, oh my god.
Yeah, so Fire in the Sky, when it came out, like it was more of like a I wouldn't say a sleeper, but it is a crawl of a film in terms of building up anticipation to the final 20 minutes of the movie. And even when the movie came out, everybody was like, oh, the final 20 minutes of Fire in the Sky. Because, yeah, really, the rest of it is all pretty much investigative work. It's a mystery. You have no clue what happened to this guy. D.B. Sweeney plays Travis. And you got, Robert Patrick is like his best friend. And you've got, actually, if you look at the crew that's with him, a bunch of well-known actors on that crew. But for me, there was just something about the build-up to the final 20 minutes of the movie, which is essentially he's having flashbacks, and he gets these flashbacks throughout the movie a little bit every once in a while, but then he goes into like a full-on PTSD episode to where he goes back and you get to see the entire abduction. And as a kid living in Arizona, because this took place in Snowflake, Arizona, which is far from where we are, but still it's in the same state. I don't know the difference when I'm younger. And yeah, that whole abduction scene, for me, I don't get scared a whole lot with a lot of other things. For instance, Exorcist does nothing to me, unfortunately. But like a lot of the horror stuff, I just don't get really scared at. But when it comes to aliens, if they're done right, they'll get me. And for some reason, man, Fire in the Sky, after that, for that 20 minutes, that final aspect, that final portion of the film, I was just nightmares, constantly looking out the window, like the corner of the window. I would never open it up and look. Like, I'm just like, is there something there? Flashlights, lights have got to be on. Freaked the hell out of me when I was younger. But yeah, if you watch it now, I don't know if it would hold most audience members, but building up to that moment, and I really liked all the actors in the movie, but Fire in the Sky was one that just rocked me when I was younger. And then Aliens, ever since then, man. I know, Dustin, you were talking about Aliens and the Xenomorphs, but man, Fire in the Sky, the real stuff in my eyes, scares me.
That one, there were a few horror movies, I guess movies that qualified as horror movies like Aliens and Alien that I was actually able to sit down and watch, but I still, had complete nightmares. I also really loved Army of Darkness. That was one of the movies I was just like, yeah, I love the movie, but yeah, I kind of still had little, it did scare me a little bit.
I was more comedies growing up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. And we have some chatter too on the chat here. Brian Dragon says Fire in the Sky was crazy after the jelly and eye scene. I don't even know what that means, but then he says, then when the plastics start tightening on the guy's skin and they threw the jelly in his mouth on the table. That sounds wrong. I don't know why. And then followed by Black Bonalala jelly. I think I need to make a peanut butter and jelly right now. Right now.
I don't know if I can have jelly after watching that movie.
I have a pretty strong gag reflex. Like whenever I go to the dentist, it was an ordeal just trying to get the x-rays. And yes, there is a scene where they shove this jelly stuff. Then they take this big object, shove that into his mouth. Then they take a bunch of wire and just feed it all the way down. And the sounds he's making as it's happening, I can hear it. I can hear it. I can taste the jelly too.
I can taste it.
I can taste the jelly. So it's an alien abduction.
It is,
movie.
yeah, but more so about like the you get the before, and then he's gone, and then you get to see what happens to the town, his friends, because everybody thinks that they murdered Travis Walton. This is all a true story too, by the way. And it's about the investigation, the lie detector test, the detectives that come, the media that shows up and converges on Snowflake. And then I think it's 3 or 5 days, Travis just randomly shows back up and he's messed up. and they end up trying to figure out what's going on, what's wrong with Travis, and then eventually you find out what's wrong with Travis.
We'll show you what's wrong.
We'll
with
show
him.
you what's wrong with Travis. Interesting. General Grievous sending in a super chat here. He should play Alien Isolation in VR.
Oh my gosh!
I keep hearing about this. Have you heard?
I've been nervous to play that game because, yeah, the whole point is that you're just trying to escape, and it's like takes place like in a pseudo alien, the first Alien movie. And yeah, it's just you trying to get out and not die.
Nope.
And playing it in VR, I think would
That's
just
like Dead Space.
scare. Yeah.
Oh, I love Dead Space.
I think I would be traumatized. But
I
a
didn't
part of me
finish
is
it.
also very, very interested in like, this just sounds like an awesome premise for a game.
What's the scariest video game that you've played, Robert, to date?
I a lot of people were all up in the Resident Evil stuff when I was younger. I couldn't get past the controls. I'd say the one that I found that I just fell in love with, and I'll still go back and play to this day, both of them, Dead Space 1 and Dead Space 2. Together, they are the best horror survival game duo shooter ever. And 3 is terrible, god-awful, but 1 and 2, so good. And I'll tell you why. The ending of 2, not spoilery, but there is an aspect of 2 where you have to go back to the ship from the first game, and you go about it a completely different way to where you're like, I remember all of this, but it's like there's lights up and all sorts of scrim blocking things off and construct, like it's the world you were in for the first game, but in a completely different scenario. Not as scary because you're there for more of a mission than you are to survive. But I've never seen a game do that, for a sequel to take you back to somewhere you were in the first game, but yet make it so different to where it felt like a whole new experience, and just as scary as it did the first time you were on this ship in the first game. But yeah, and it's very Event Horizon too. I know you were talking about Event Horizon. It is very Event Horizon.
Yeah, I can't do it. I remember trying playing Dead Space, and I have this thing where, and I'm streaming Little Nightmares 2 right now on Twitch,
Right.
and I love playing video games like in the dark, especially like when I play Tomb Raiders, when I played Resident Evil, like I'd like to play in the dark, and I was like, I'll do the same thing for Dead Space, not knowing what I got myself into, like volume way up. And I think after the first hour, I was like, I don't know if I can play this, and so that I switched to playing daytime, like curtains open, everything's light up, and I don't touch the game at night, and I just couldn't do it, so I never finished it. But they're remastering it now,
which is even better. I love when they do remaster some of the better games to be able to allow us to go back and tolerate it a little bit more, especially if the controls are a little bit dated. That's what I love about Resident Evil, because like I could, like Resident Evil and Silent Hill, it was the controls that I just couldn't get into. I understood the appeal. I had friends who would play it, and I'd watch them play, but unless you're the one playing, you don't get the full effect of the terror when you're going through these levels.
Correct. Oh man, it's crazy. And since we're talking video games, before I get to Marvin's super chat from a little earlier, I'm so sorry I missed it. Do you and Vanessa have Luigi's Mansion 3?
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
We gotta play, because we played with Movie Bunch Adam the other day, but there's this one called the Scarescraper.
Scarescraper, that's what it is.
And it's like the more players you have, the better, because you're trying to collect ghosts, and we can't make it past the first floor.
By ourselves, we just can't do it.
Yeah, we have it. In fact, it's the only Luigi's Mansion game we have is the third one in the skyscraper, right? In the hotel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to get, I think, like 25 ghosts within a allotted amount of time, but we just couldn't do it. So one of these days we'll do like a private game, the four of us, and just like chill and have a good time. Plus, we just got Stardew got us Mario Kart 8 for the Switch.
Nice.
So we got some Mario Kart.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we have that too. We got the Luigi's Mansion because of you guys, were playing it, and so we watched it on your Twitch channel, and so we were like, well, I want to play that. And then I got so far ahead.
I am a little bummed about how they ended the game.
Don't tell them though.
I'm not going to say,
sure,
but I'll give you make sure that you have all of the stuff done that you want to have done before you do the last boss.
Yeah, I hate when games do that.
It
breaks my heart. That's what I kind of don't like about The Last of Us. I like the first Last of Us a lot, but I saved everything to a point where it's like, I got to hoard what I can get and build all this stuff. And I felt like I never used any of it, because then you get to a point where it's like, oh, the game's over. You don't need any of that. I'm like, oh, but I just spent my time crafting and hoarding and what? I was so efficient. Too efficient.
And then where's the payoff?
Mm-hmm.
But it was a
Oh
fun
man.
game.
Oh, I'm so good. Yeah, we got a game together for sure. Marvin Martin says, I'm so sorry I missed this. Does Wendy have any single lady relatives? Thanks for giving me a faint ray of hope, Dustin. I was starting to feel like a Smurfy Wimpy hybrid. No, none of that. I was born an only child, so I don't have brothers or sisters, and all my cousins are overseas, and I have, ironically, an overwhelming amount of male cousins.
Yeah, I think.
So unfortunately, the answer is no.
And I think all of the
sorry.
Female cousins are
Because they're all older,
are
so
married.
they're all married with kids. But you know
and
what?
in Taiwan.
Don't see yourself as a wimpy hybrid. That's not a thing. You be you.
Hey man, I was a wimpy hybrid my whole life, and it worked out.
I feel like I still am, honestly.
Yeah, I agree.
Weird and
Not
wimpy.
you, but us.
Hey, congrats on your new dog.
I know, she is ridiculous. I love her. She is
Have you seen?
adorable.
No.
Yeah,
name is
she's
Domino.
Oh wait, no. Yes.
Domino.
She has the spot on the one eye, just like
It does.
Domino from Marvel.
holy
And
crap.
super cute.
Yeah, it was really crazy because we had our eyes open. We were looking for a dog to rescue from the shelter, and then Domino just popped up randomly. And that night that she popped up, I knew I had to get to the shelter the next day right away. So when I got there was already like 4 people ahead of me, and then like 10 people showed up after me. And
Really?
so
For her?
for just in general, you don't know
Okay.
who's going for her, but there's a possibility. She was only 6 months according to the app, and everybody goes for the puppies. So we're like, oh damn, like this is, we got to get there early. So the cool thing is, when you got to the shelter, you had to scan your QR code to put yourself in line to be able to get whatever it is you need to get. And a lot of them were elderly, so nobody really knew how to handle it. I'm like, oh, boop, boop, first in line, thanks. And so like I jumped everybody in the line. And then after I told them I was interested in her, other people behind me, do you have this one? Do you have this one? And they're like, well, actually, he's in the process of looking at her right now. And if he wants her, it's going to her. I was like, all right, sweet. And as soon as they brought her out, because she was about to go and get spayed, they brought her in real quick to meet me, and she just laid into me.
And we're taking her.
Yeah,
Well, here's the
I was
money.
like, instantly, I was like, done. Like I felt her coat. I looked at her. She just leaned into me, licked me. I was like, all right, this is her. She's coming home with me. She's now part of the tribe. And yeah, we got her that day.
I love those stories.
They did the surgery, and she is the most loving, comfortable,
What's the
fluffy,
surgery for?
lazy dog.
Neutered. Okay.
Yeah,
Neutered
Oh,
spade.
okay.
spayed.
Ah.
But she's ridiculous. We've been waiting a long time for her, and now we've got her, and she's insane. It sucks because everyone, she's a little bit bigger because she's a Labrador Retriever mix.
Oh.
But she's already knocked the camera. If you watch our Squid Game reaction, you'll notice a couple times during it, the framing will change on our camera. And she'll hit it and it goes, "Rrr." And I'm like, God damn it. And I got to get up. So the watch-alongs are interesting. You see me getting up, fixing the camera and all that. But
Every now and again, Navi does it. But yeah, that's just a little
Yeah,
bump.
Navi's nothing, like 16 pounds, 15 pounds, which so she walks to the camera, it's like me. But like
I'm sure, yeah.
Domino is like 3 of Navi.
35 pounds, I believe she is. That's what it
She's
said on
only
the
6
paperwork.
months.
She's
What's
good.
the
6
biggest I
months.
forget?
Well, they said 6 months, but they checked after she got spayed, and they said it was 11 months. So it was a big jump. She doubled in age all of a sudden. But we're going to our first vet appointment in a couple weeks, so then they'll be able to maybe definitively tell us how old she is. But she's a popper. She's a baby. She's lazy too. I love it.
Aww.
They bring so much joy and happiness to our lives.
I know, right?
And
Didn't
it's just like,
even realize I needed it until she was here.
Yes.
Yep.
Is
And
it,
now-
it's not you guys' first dogs,
Right.
right?
It's what?
like it's not you guys' first dog.
It's our first dog together. I mean, we've
Okay.
had plenty of dogs in our families, but not one that we are fully responsible, our dog. So, you know, it's been a decade in the making, I guess. But
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the same thing with me. I'd had so many dogs through my life, but Falcor was Wendy's first dog, and that was our first dog together.
Yeah.
And he'll always have a special place in our hearts. But
I think I'm getting a Falcor tattoo here soon.
I think that's going to be so cute.
I think I'm going to go with Grace to get it done.
There you go. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. I'm so excited. When we if and when we get to visit, well, now that the weather's cooling down, we can maybe like come out to Arizona and like see you guys and meet the puppy.
That would be awesome. Or we bring the puppy to you. That'd be a long trip. No, that'd be too long.
Oh yeah. Does she travel well, you think? Do we know?
I mean, we are consistently like putting her in the car and taking her places just so that she's good with it. So the few times that we have done it, she's done pretty well. But
she's not gonna throw up in the back seat of the car.
You never know. It's possible.
It's possible. Navi's done it where I was like, oh no, I didn't even hear her vomit. I looked in the backseat like, what?
There are we have surprises waiting for us pretty consistently every day. She's pretty good though. She doesn't like. I already had to get a new pair of headphones because these ones, the other ones are already torn apart. So she got to these.
Oh
but,
no!
She's a chewer. She is a big time chewer. But we got her some heavy duty things to chew on. But every once in a while, she'll go for something, socks or headphones that are dangling, something to wet her whistle, I guess.
Oh, how cute. I love that you guys have a dog. I'm so excited. So happy for you. And thanks for like coming by to hang out. We don't want to keep you too long because we got to get some editing done too. Yep. Tell everybody who is watching what they can look forward to on your channel that's coming up, because since you're editing 50 million things.
We were not expecting to do Squid Game. That just came out of nowhere. And now it's a show we have to edit and watch. And it's an hour-long episode, 9 episodes, I believe. So we've just locked ourselves into a lengthy series. So check out our Squid Game reactions on our channel. And this coming Sunday, we're dropping our reaction to the Invincible finale. Late to the party, I know. But our reaction to the finale will go public this Sunday, probably around like 10 a.m. PT. So be on the lookout.
Oh, dude. So you have actually finished it, right? Now you just have to edit it?
Yeah, we're done. We finished it.
Oh, my God. A part of me is so jealous.
Incredible. I am so excited that we're caught up and get to watch it with everybody else whenever it comes back. It's such a good show.
Yeah. Oh,
so
excellent.
So
highly recommend.
A part of me, unfortunately, a part of it of like future seasons have been spoiled for me through people talking about what happens in the comic books.
Sure.
And I'm just like, oh my God, this is going to get so much worse.
Nice.
This is going to be so bad.
I believe it. But yeah, episodes 1 through 7 reactions are public right now on our channel. So you can see our reactions to the craziness leading up to the finale.
Absolutely. So you guys make sure you follow Late to the Party here on YouTube and across all their social media. It's like officially LTTP.
Yeah, just look up Late to the Party wherever. We'll probably pop up.
You'll find it. You'll find their logo. I didn't make our usual like setup today, but I should probably make one as a permanent since I like to just randomly invite Robert to things. Here, come hang out.
And I like to randomly procrastinate and not do my editing so I can play with you guys instead.
There you go. Well, we'll set up a day where we do a video game
every now and again.
Yeah.
Especially from sitting down there looking at the screen and editing. I need a break. I'm going to lose my mind.
I mean, I take a lot of breaks, so I shouldn't. I shouldn't as much as I do. But yeah, I take a lot of breaks. Domino, come here. Come
here. Special appearance?
Special appearance by Domino.
Domino.
Oh, she's so
look at that puppy. Not even a year old
so
yet. Hey, how's it going?
She's the best.
Oh my gosh. Look at her markings.
I know, right? She's got plenty of them.
She is a licker.
Yeah, she is. And a chewer.
I think that is the most adorable birthmark.
Right? She's definitely color coded for sure.
All right, you guys, we're gonna go.
Not an easy lift.
And is she a team lift?
Team lift. Exactly. Lift with your legs, 2 people all times.
That is why I have started to love small dogs.
It's because we have stairs. It's because I can't, like, I actually love big dogs, but because we have stairs, I can't imagine carrying like post surgery 35-pound dog up the stairs by myself.
And you know what? Something that I didn't even anticipate now that we have her. I got to meet all our neighbors. We've lived here for like 5 years. I never met anybody just the last 3 days. Freaking, I know everybody now. Every single person in this like building around us.
There you go.
It's a conversation starter for sure.
It's weird
For
how dogs
sure.
do that. Anytime you take the dog out for the walk and you start talking, and then you're like, I would have never have met you otherwise.
Yeah.
I think that's how we really got to know our neighbors.
It's
Exactly right. Yeah.
It's the best way.
It's the best way. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us. And we want to thank the chat for watching and hanging out with us and our respective puppers. So we will see you guys on a Saturday for a regular live stream with topics and all that stuff, a little bit more structured. But we felt like this was a good, fun break. And we will talk to you guys real soon. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Oh, my God, how cute.
Bye, everybody.